throughout the entire safari. No standing whatsoever. Also, if you are taking photos, we recommend you put your cameras on action or sport. That way you can get some of the best pictures if you have that setting. But hang on to those cameras or anything else you got, because if anything falls out of this vehicle, I am not allowed to stop and pick it back up. Also, if you look above your head, you'll see a game spotting guide above your head. That'll help you identify a lot of the animals that we might see today. We don't see all of them, but we do see quite a few. Now, the first place we're heading into right now is called Little Aturi Forest. The animals in here sometimes blend in real well with the environment, but right over there on the right, the animal with the yellow stripe on its back, that is called a yellowback duiker. The yellowback duiker, when it gets frightened, will make a loud, piercing sound, and then it'll dive away into the bushes. And when it does that, it's called the diving duiker. Now, if you look beyond, way towards that fence over there, you can barely see it, but there is a striped animal over there. That is an okapi. Now, the okapis were so well hidden, they weren't discovered by Westerners until 1901. A lot of people look at the okapi and they think it's related to the zebra, but it's really not. It's actually related to the giraffe. Now, these beautiful animals over here on the left, these are bongos. Bongos are also called the ghosts of the forest. If you look at them, they have horns that lean backwards, and that's what helps get them through the thick brush. We got them on the right and the left. I'm going to go very slow so you guys can get some nice pictures of them. They're absolutely beautiful animals, though. If you look to your left, first of all, we have a black and white bird over there on the left. That's a saddle-billed stork. And way off in the distance, that is a black rhino. Now, the black rhinos were almost hunted to extinction, and because of that, there's less than 5,000 left in the entire world today. Now, the animals over here on our right, these are greater kudus. Now, the greater kudus are the second largest antelope in Africa, and they weigh in at about 750 pounds. The male kudus have horns, but the females do not. These are all female kudus. Now, the black and white bird that you saw, that was a saddle-billed stork. Saddle-billed stork gets its name because it's got a yellow marking above its bill. There's another one over there, actually. That's a saddle-billed stork over there. It has a yellow marking above its bill, and that's what gets it its name, because that yellow marking looks like a saddle. Now, the saddle-billed stork can get to be as tall as 5 feet, and it can have a wingspan of 9 to 10 feet long. Well, we're now leaving Little Aturi, and we're coming into the Safi River. Safi River is usually home to hippos, but as big as a hippo is, sometimes they're hard to spot, because they like to spend a lot of their time in the water getting away from the heat. If you look to your right as we go across, you can see a hippo over there on the right. I'll go slow again so you can see it. An adult male hippo weighs about 5,500 pounds, and a baby hippo weighs about 85 pounds. Like I said, they like to spend a lot of time in the water, and they can stay underwater for as long as 8 minutes. The birds on the island over here on the left, these are pink-backed pelicans. They get their names because their backs will turn pink during mating season. Both the male and the female pelicans will all share in the nesting responsibilities. I'm going to stop right here so you can get a picture of the hippos. Yeah, they are excellent swimmers, but you might even see them walking on the bottom of the river. At night, the hippos will come out to feed, and they can eat as much as 150 pounds worth of food at night.
Wow, just like you!
We're now going to be crossing over Crocodile Bridge. As a reminder, please stay seated. I'm going to go very slow so you can get pictures, but please stay seated. The crocodiles that you see down there are Nile crocodiles. They have an extremely strong bite of up to 2,000 pounds per square inch. They're cold-blooded animals, so if you see any with their mouth open, that's what they do to stay cool. They'll open up their mouth. They can stay underwater at rest for as long as 2 hours. And they also can go at land speed of about 10 miles an hour, but they can only do that for a short distance. So what that means, if you're being chased by a crocodile, just keep running. And they always look hungry to me, so I don't like staying on that bridge too long. And we're now leaving the rivers and we're coming to land, which is a completely different ecosystem. And speaking of different, this tree that's going to be coming up on your right-hand side, this is called a baobab tree. The baobab tree is also called an upside-down tree for obvious reasons. That's a tree on your right. Yeah, the baobab tree can withstand long periods of drought because it'll store water in its trunk, and it'll have leaves on it maybe for 3 months out of the entire year. There's a lot of those trees out here in the reserve, so you're going to be seeing quite a few of them. Now this is my favorite view of the entire reserve. This is called the Serengeti grasslands. This stretches for hundreds of miles across East Africa, and it's considered the superhighway for millions of migrating animals like lions, cheetahs, elephants, zebras, and giraffes. That's the Africa that we're all working to conserve. As we drive around, look in the tall grass and look to the left, because sometimes the animals will hide on us.
There's something up there. There's something up there.
The animal coming up on your left, right over here, on your left, that is a Patterson eland. I'm going to stop real quick so you guys can get a picture of it. Now the eland is the largest of the antelopes, and it can stand 6 feet tall at the shoulders. The eland is capable of jumping 6 to 8 feet in the air from a standing still position. Now the orange mounds you see everywhere all around us, these are termite mounds. The tall mounds are used by elephants for scratching, and the smaller ones are used by antelopes as lookout posts, watching out for any lions that might be hiding in the tall grass. The termite mounds are as hard as concrete, so they do make for some excellent scratching posts. The animal on the left, there's only one of them right now. Usually, oh, there's several actually. These are springboks. These are as big as they get, and the springboks are capable of springing 10 to 11.5 feet in the air whenever they get frightened. Yeah, I like to think of the animals out here as our landscapers. You got the elephants, they're the bulldozers knocking down trees, the giraffes. Let me stop for 1 second. The animals straight ahead over there, those are white-bearded wildebeest. They're also called wild beast, and the African name for them is gnu, G-N-U, because they'll make a grunting sound like gnu, gnu. Now, the wildebeest have excellent eyesight and excellent hearing. And the animals out here are like landscapers. You got the elephants doing the bulldozing. The giraffes will do the pruning by eating the leaves off the tops of the trees. Antelopes and zebras will do the mowing by stomping down the grass. And then the warthogs finish it all up by doing the edging. I'm going to stop right here so you can get a picture of this animal here. The animal to our right over here, this is, oh wow, I'm going to stop next to this one. That's even closer. The animal over here, this is an Ankoli cattle. It's also called the Watusi cattle because it was domesticated by the Watusi tribe. Now it is the only domesticated animal here on the reserve. It uses those horns as a cooling system. Blood circulating through those horns helps reduce their body temperature. You need to sit down, buddy. You need to sit down. Thank you. Yeah, the bigger cattle, the one that was closest to us, that is the male, and the smaller cattle, that's the female. You can tell by their horns. They have a wide horn, that's the male, thinner horns are the female. If you look over your shoulder and to your left, you can see a giraffe way back there. That's a Maasai giraffe. Now, giraffes can get to be 18 to 20 feet tall, and a baby giraffe can actually stand eye to eye with an adult human. We're now going to be heading into an area called Monkey Point. Monkey Point got its name because some mandrill monkeys decided to settle in here. Now, the mandrill monkey is the largest of the African monkeys, and it can weigh as much as 100 pounds. If you see any monkeys, they will be on your left-hand side. They are very shy, however, so sometimes we don't even see them. If we see any, though, look for the one with the brightest red and blue colors on its face. That's the dominant male. Like I said, if they're here, they're going to be on the left, but they are shy, so sometimes we don't see them. There they are, right up there. You can see them. There's one up there. Well, we got a road closed sign here, so I'm going to have to go straight. Let's see where it takes us. Now we're going to have to go over this bridge, and I got to tell you, cross your fingers, because the bridges out here are not the best in the world. And you'll understand in a second. I don't think a bridge should make sounds like that, but I like to see them nail down a few more boards, make me happy. Markings in the clay over here on the right, these are made by elephant tusks. Elephants like to eat the clay because of minerals that they get from the clay. We can see an elephant coming up on our left. If I can get us a spot where we can actually, there we go, right here. I'm going to give you a picture of it. Now, the elephant hide is extremely sensitive. They can actually get sunburned. So if you ever see an elephant putting mud and dirt on its body, that's what it does to keep from getting sunburned. It uses that as a sunblock. Also, when you see an elephant flapping their ears, that's what they do to stay cool. They'll flap their ears. They can actually reduce their body temperature by as much as 15 degrees by flapping those ears. Let's see if I can get the music station on. Once in a while, I'll pick up the African station over here. And then I'll be stopping up ahead so you can take a picture. So get your cameras ready, folks. They're having their morning breakfast. You look to your right, you can see another giraffe over there. That one's a reticulated giraffe. It gets its name from the Latin word reticulata, which means net, because it has a net-like pattern on its body. The birds on the island over here, these are greater flamingos. They are the lightest pink of all flamingo species. They actually get their color from their diet. They eat brine, shrimp, and other fish that's high in keratin. That's what causes their feathers to turn pink. That usually takes about a year. And a group of flamingos, by the way, is not called a flock. It is called a flamboyance.